If we don't have a nice flow of new clients, well, we cannot expand the business or replace clients who've dropped out. The marketing team have their role to generate leads, and the sales team have their responsibilities too. Sadly, the two things they can do directly, such as cold calling and networking, they avoid. They don't like either because they have no idea of the best practices involved in these methods. Get them to sing and they will yield new buyers. Welcome back to this weekly edition, every Tuesday, of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training here in Japan and the best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center in Akasaka in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? In this show, we are looking at the critical areas for success in business in Japan. We want to help advance everyone's thinking so that we can all be at the forefront, the cutting edge of how to flourish in this market. Before we get into this week's topic, here is what caught my attention lately. Korean university students are targeting Japan as a place to work. The Korea Trade Investment Promotion Agency, KOTRA, helped 2,653 students obtain jobs abroad, 817 of whom were hired in Japan. This was roughly 30% of the total. KOTRA noted that these South Korean students had high skills, not only in Japanese, but also in English. One Japanese employer commented, "They have experienced military service and are disciplined. They are good to work with because they respect their superiors and are diligent." Given the bad political relations with Korea, this trend is somewhat surprising, but looks to continue to grow. In other news, Toyota Motor Corporation and Panasonic Corp will integrate their housing businesses as they seek to collaborate on town development for next-generation lifestyles where homes and vehicles are connected to the internet. Toyota President Akio Toyoda said, "From here on out, information will link all items and services that support people's daily lives. I want to take on a new challenge of providing a new kind of lifestyle." Finally, as of 2016, Japan had 13.1 hospital beds per 1,000 people, the largest ratio amongst all the OECD countries, where the average is 5.4 beds. In fiscal 2018, Japan had an excess of 211,000 beds, or 14% more than in 2013. This is important because 40% of medical costs in Japan go to hospitalization. If a medical institution has excess beds, the impulse is to fill them. This is episode number 83, and we are talking about new client acquisition. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. Japan is a huge market. This is a wealthy, sophisticated society with a design sense second to none. People work diligently as a team and put in long hours. Achieving annual organic growth should be an expectation of bosses that sales teams should be able to realize. Yet the results are often that little bit disappointing. Excuses abound. Oh, the yen's too strong, the yen's too weak. Competitors are discounting. New competitors are taking market share, etc., etc., etc. Finding new clients is the perpetual holy grail of the sales world. Websites lure, social media sponsored posts promulgate, AdWords harvest annual, different sequences of getting people. It's all very precisely engineered, and content marketing assures expert authority. But is the world of marketing able to unleash lead flow? How can the sales team get there? Do they follow up? Do the marketing and sales teams often work well together? Well, actually often not well. The marketers complain. The salespeople are squandering their hard-earned efforts. The salespeople whine about the poor quality of the lead flow. Down at your shop, are they operating as two independent empires, or are they hand-in-gloves colleagues furiously planning together to achieve world domination over your competitors? Targeting new clients doesn't get much attention in Japan. We all know that our avatar represents the typical client, and we all have to go and identify others who fit that profile. And if we do, the chances are high that they will benefit from our services and products as well. But how many sales teams have their defined avatar? What about your crew? Can they nominate the ideal client? A standard operating procedure should be the spider. What's the spider, you might ask? If a client from a particular business has landed in your sales funnel and have bought from you, there are no doubt others very similar who would also possibly buy as well. For example, if one airline buys from you, there may be a good chance other airlines have similar needs. Imagine a whole bunch of other lookalike buyers you can bring into your web. Having made a sale to one company, do the salespeople take the spider metaphor to heart and start listing up other similar targets to proactively contact? They should, but they don't. Why is that? A major ice wall confronts them. The unknown, unfamiliar, and the unnerving. They don't have a contact who can introduce them, so they do nothing. The idea of cold calling the target company is judged hard graft, so they don't try. By the way, are your salespeople doing cold calling, or are they avoiding it? They know the person who picks up the phone is going to be a slayer of salespeople aspirations. It is not an impossible quest, though. There is a way through the initial business barrier by focusing on the design of the conversation that will spark buyer interest. But no, they do nothing and just leave it. It is fair to say it is no pushover here when you cold call a Japanese company. If you don't already know the exact name of the person you are after, then you get cordoned off by the lowest person on the firm totem pole, usually the youngest female. Well, what happens? Find out more when we come back from the break. If you want to sell more and do it more easily, do the Sales Advantage course. If you can't build trust, no sale. Can't design excellent questions to understand the client's needs? No sale. Can't present the solution convincingly? No sale. Can't handle objections properly? No sale. Can't close? No sale. Master the sales process by doing the Sales Advantage course now in either Japanese or English. The bestseller, Japan Sales Mastery, is the new Bible of selling in Japan. To sell to Japanese buyers, you need to create long-term partner-level trust, fully understand Japanese buyers' real needs, convince buyers with your solutions, overcome their hesitation, fear, and doubt, know how to ask for the order, ensure repeat orders. This book is the product of 30 plus years in the trenches selling in Japan. Order Japan Sales Mastery now. Welcome back. And let me introduce two sales programs to help your salespeople succeed. The Sales Booster 1 and Sales Booster 2 courses cover all the critical areas needed in sales. Sales Booster 1 will next be held on November 11th and Sales Booster 2 on August the 5th. All the details are on our website at enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. Back to where we left off. They are not very ladylike though. In fact, they are stone cold killers, axing your intentions right there to speak with a buyer. In short, they are merciless, ruthless, and unrelenting. If you're made of sterner stuff and don't go down immediately without a fight, they will cast you off to the next level up the totem pole. This is the spotty-faced, flat-headed, youngest male in the section who will promise you that their boss will call you back as they gleefully get rid of you, knowing that the hoped-for call will never happen. This is grim stuff. So these opening conversations should not be left to whim. These need to be well designed and well practiced so that you do get through to someone who can make a buying decision. Untrained salespeople try to cold call without a solid plan, fail, and then tell all and sundry that you can't cold call in Japan. Not true. But you need to have a proven methodology for doing this. Is this the case for your team? The fallback position may be to try and meet new clients through networking. Japan is a curious place, though, in the networking world because fundamentally, no one is terribly interested or motivated to network. I know, you know Taro. You introduced me to Taro. I will do the same for you with my contacts. But it's a pretty limited way of doing things. But this is acceptable here. Barefaced bowling up to a complete stranger and introducing yourself, trying to create a new connection, is greeted with such shock that salespeople give up quickly. Can you widen your network of people you have no connection with, and can you work the room? Yes, you can, but again, you need a methodology and you need to take salespeople out of their very self-imposed limits, and you need to practice. Do your salespeople practice how to network with complete strangers down at your firm? Here is the issue. Cold calling and networking are defined activities with best practices that work. The majority of companies, however, do not invest in teaching their sales staff how to master these dark arts. Instead, they whine about the lack of new clients. This situation is begging for a solution, and for the most part will remain that way. The firms who get it will make the effort and collect all the new business, while their competitors run around bewildered in ever-decreasing circles. Here's some action steps. Number 1, design hooks in this cold call conversation that the person receiving the call wouldn't dare not to pass the call on to a senior decision maker. 2, train the team on how to create a brilliant first impression when meeting complete strangers. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show is here to help you succeed in Japan. Subscribe on YouTube, share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Thank you for watching this episode, and remember to hit the subscribe button. Our website details are on screen now, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. It's awesome value, so check it out. Please leave me some feedback on YouTube. I would love to know how this show helped and what other topics you are interested in for me to cover. Remember, I am here as a free resource to help you. So just tell me how I can help you the most. You might also enjoy my podcast. Look for the Leadership Japan series, the Presentations Japan series, and the Sales Japan series, wherever you get your podcasts. In episode 84, we are talking about how to master the daily info tsunami. Find out more about that next week. So, yoroshiku, onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you, and we've only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.